In my town, there's an old grain depot that locals avoid like the plague. I've been working at the restaurant there for 6 months now. Everyone is terrified of warehouse number 3 in the west courtyard. When the old caretaker handed me the keys, he gave me a single brass lock and a warning that chilled me to the bone. Lock the door at sunset. No matter what you hear, do not look back. And whatever you do, never look down at your feet. I was young. I thought it was just an old man's superstition. I was wrong. It happened last month on the 15th. The wind was screaming through the courtyard, making the shadows of the old locust trees dance like claws against the walls. Suddenly, click. The brass lock on warehouse number 3 snapped open by itself. My heart hammered against my ribs. I pushed the door open. The air inside was thick with a smell of mold and something else. Something sweet and sickly, like vintage rouge. I swept my flashlight around. Nothing. Me. But as I turned to leave, a sound stopped my breath. Sounded like someone was stitching. Secretly. Methodically. Who's there? Shouted. Silence. Against the caretaker's warning, I looked down. My skin crawled. Right there, next to my boots, sat a pair of tiny red embroidery shoes. Eton. Floral. Made for a child. I was alone in that room. Where did they come from? Backed away. The shoes slid forward an inch, following me. I jerked my flashlight upward toward the rafters, and what I saw nearly paralyzed me. Squatting on the highest beam was a small figure in a red padded coat, hair matted and wild. It was holding a silver needle, stitching away with rhythmic, jerky movements. Who are you? I stammered. The figure turned. Had no face. Just a smooth, white expanse of skin. No eyes. No nose. Only a single jagged red line stitched from its forehead to its chin. It spoke in a shrill, piercing whisper. Shoes. Come in pairs. The legend flashed through my mind. 30 years ago, a desperate guard locked his granddaughter in this warehouse during a grain riot. Flood hit. The girl was lost. When they found her, she was wearing only one red shoe. The other was never found. She's been looking for that second shoe ever since. And if she finds it, she finds someone to wear them with her. Forever. I bolted for the door. But as my hand hit the handle, a sudden icy chill gripped my ankles. I looked down. The red shoes were no longer on the floor. They were on me. They were tight, stabbing into my skin like hundreds of needles. I screamed, pulling at them, but they grew tighter with every tug. The world went black. I woke up at dawn outside the warehouse. The shoes were gone, but a bright red ring, like a bloody stitch mark, circled my ankles. The old caretaker's face went white when he saw it. She's marked you, he whispered. He gave me a peachwood amulet and a ritual. Scatter rice and shout. Grain returns to the bin, man returns to his home. But the haunting didn't stop. Every night, I find a single silver needle on my dormitory doorstep. Yesterday I had to cover a shift. Past warehouse number 3. Sound the hiss of stitching returns. Through the rice. I screamed the words. Ran. But after a few steps. Tap. I looked down. There they were. 2 brand new red shoes, placed neatly at my feet. And from the tips of the satin toes, a bright, fresh red liquid was dripping. So I have to ask you, do you think she's giving these to me as a gift? Or is she waiting for me to put them on and walk away with her?